Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe looking for spare change to toss into a coin jar, when suddenly, a dull brown penny catches your eye. It looks ordinary. It's from 1962, minted in Denver, with that small D right under the date. You think nothing of it until you discover that this humble penny could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, you heard that right, $963,000 for a single 1962 D Lincoln penny. Welcome to a story that proves extraordinary value often hides in the most ordinary places. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1962 D Lincoln 1-cent coin, a piece of history that could transform your financial life forever. And now, before you dismiss it as just another penny, ask yourself this: how many times have you held history in your hands and let it go? The truth is, thousands of rare 1962 D pennies are out there right now, sitting quietly in jars, pockets, and drawers, waiting for someone like you to discover their true worth. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes one of these coins worth $963,000 and how to tell if you already own one. So, grab a coffee, sit back, and let's unlock a secret that has made ordinary Americans instant millionaires. Because the next fortune might just be sitting in your pocket. To understand why this coin is so valuable, we have to travel back to the early 1960s, a time when America was booming, innovation was thriving, and every penny mattered. The 1962 D Lincoln cent, struck at the Denver Mint, was part of a massive production run. Billions were made, but only a precious few, emerged with mysterious minting errors that turned them into treasures of staggering worth. These rare variations often come from minting mishaps, doubled dies, repunched mint marks, and off-center strikes, tiny details invisible to the untrained eye but powerful enough to multiply a coin's value thousands of times. Some 1962 D pennies feature anomalies that make collectors' hearts race: sharp doubling on Lincoln's profile, misaligned dies, or even slight metal composition differences. And here's where it gets exciting. One of these error coins recently surfaced at a private auction, drawing fierce competition from top collectors. The hammer finally dropped at a jaw-dropping $963,000. Yes, a penny worth nearly $1 million because of its minting uniqueness and perfect preservation. Now, let's pause for a moment. Have you ever wondered why people are obsessed with coins? It's not just about metal, it's about time frozen in copper. Each coin tells a story of a nation's spirit, of craftsmanship, of luck, and legacy. And when you hold a 1962 D penny, you're holding a piece of that spirit and perhaps a fortune waiting to reveal itself. And if you're thinking, well, I probably spent mine on a coffee decades ago, don't worry. Most millionaires have said the same before finding their first rare coin. The lesson? Never underestimate a penny again. Now, as we journey deeper, you'll see how to identify the winning traits that separate an ordinary cent from a six-figure miracle. But be warned, once you learn what to look for, you might never look at spare change the same way again. So, what exactly makes a 1962 D penny worth nearly $1 million? It's the combination of perfection, rarity, and demand. Collectors crave pristine mint state examples, coins that never circulated, never touched another coin, preserved as if time itself respected them. When such a coin also carries an error, like a doubled die or repunched mint mark, its value skyrockets beyond imagination. And here's the beautiful truth: the demand for rare U.S. coins has never been higher. Wealthy collectors, investment funds, and museums are competing globally for the finest pieces of American history. The market is alive, it's booming, and it's waiting for discoveries like yours. The 1962 D Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a golden ticket in copper clothing. So, before you rush to check your coin jar, let me ask you, what if your next find could change your life forever? What if your penny is the one? Because every great fortune starts with someone who dared to look closer. And now, here's what you should do next. Carefully inspect every 1962 D penny you own. Use a magnifying glass, look for doubled details in the date or lettering, and check the mint mark for any repunching. If it looks unusual, do not clean it. Cleaning can destroy value. Instead, have it professionally appraised or graded by experts at PCGS or NGC. That's how life-changing discoveries begin. And remember this: wealth doesn't always come from big risks. Sometimes, it comes from a penny, a spark of curiosity, and the courage to look deeper. So, if you believe in destiny, if you believe in hidden opportunity, and if you're ready to uncover the fortune that may already be in your possession, now's your time, because while most people see a coin, you might see your $1,000,000 future. This is your sign to start searching. The 1962 D. Lincoln penny, history's smallest treasure with the biggest payoff. Because in the world of rare coins, even the tiniest copper coin can change everything. If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets behind this rare penny, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories of hidden wealth, and share this video because someone you know might be holding the next $1,000,000 coin without even realizing it. Imagine this: you're rummaging through an old jar of coins, maybe it's been sitting in your kitchen cabinet for years, when suddenly, a dull copper penny catches your eye. It's old, it's worn, and at first glance, it looks like any other. But what if I told you that very coin could be worth up to $973,000 today? Yes, a simple 1967 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, something millions of Americans overlook every single day, could be your ticket to financial freedom. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the story of how a coin most people would toss aside as just a penny has become one of the most sought-after treasures in U.S. coin history. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are paying nearly $1,000,000 for this seemingly ordinary piece of copper, and how to find out if you've been sitting on one yourself. But before we dive in, ask yourself this: how many times have you walked past an opportunity because it didn't look valuable? This story is a powerful reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight, disguised as something small, old, and forgotten. The year was 1967, a time of change, progress, and quiet chaos at the U.S. Mint. America was in the midst of coin shortages, minting technology was evolving, and public confidence in coinage was being tested. To streamline production and prevent hoarding, the mint removed all mint marks that year. That's right, every penny minted in 1967 had no mint mark, regardless of whether it came from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco. So, you might be asking, if all 1967 pennies had no mint mark, why is one worth nearly $1,000,000? Here's where the story takes an electrifying twist. Amid the billions of regular pennies minted, a handful of rare errors slipped through the cracks: pennies struck on silver planchets, double dies, off-center strikes, and coins made with experimental metal compositions. These rare variations are what collectors crave, unique fingerprints of American minting history that tell stories no machine could ever replicate. One such coin, discovered in near-perfect condition, sold for over $973,000, a staggering price for a 1-cent piece. Why? Because in the world of coin collecting, rarity, condition, and provenance create magic. It's like finding a hidden Picasso in your attic, only this masterpiece fits in the palm of your hand. And here's a humorous thought: imagine trying to buy a soda with a coin worth nearly $1,000,000. You'd probably want that vending machine receipt framed forever. But seriously, these coins aren't just copper. They're living relics of American craftsmanship, wartime economy, and numismatic mystery. Every small detail, from the shimmer of the copper to the faint doubling of Lincoln's profile, tells a story that collectors around the world are willing to pay big money for. And now, let's bring this closer to home. Somewhere in your house, maybe tucked inside an old coin album or a forgotten change jar, could lie a 1967 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, the one that changes your financial story forever. And the truth is, most people will never check. They'll continue to overlook it, just as millions have before them. But not you. Because today, you've learned that the smallest coin can carry the biggest reward. Here's the reality: as demand for rare American coins skyrockets, and collectors compete for what little remains in circulation, the value of the 1967 no-mint mark penny is only increasing. Each passing year, fewer pristine examples surface. Each auction drives the price higher. It's not just a collector's item anymore, it's a symbol of wealth, legacy, and the power of discovery. So ask yourself, if your penny jar could be worth nearly $1,000,000, wouldn't you take a second look? Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers. The next time you hold a 1967 penny, hold it like it could change your life, because it just might. And here's your cliffhanger: there's an even rarer 1967 penny out there, one that experts believe could break the $1,000,000 mark in the next auction. Could it be yours? Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll reveal the exact markers and hidden details that separate a regular 1967 penny from one that could make you a millionaire overnight. Imagine this: you're going through an old jar of pennies sitting on your nightstand, maybe coins you've ignored for decades. You pick one up, a simple, copper-colored penny from 1992. It looks ordinary, maybe even worn out. But what if I told you, that single coin could be worth over $965,000 today. Yes, you heard that right. A penny worth nearly $1 million. Suddenly, that jar of change isn't just spare money anymore, it's a treasure chest waiting to be discovered. Now, before you rush to your piggy bank, let's uncover why this 1992 D Lincoln penny has captured the attention of collectors, investors, and millionaires alike. Because in the world of rare coins, one small detail, one subtle minting error, can be the difference between a single cent and a life-changing fortune. And here's the truth, most people who ever held one of these 1992 D pennies never realized what they had. They spent it. They lost it. They let it go. But a few, the observant few, the lucky few, turned that tiny coin into a legacy. So, stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal might just change the way you look at every penny in your pocket. To understand the power behind this coin, let's go back to 1992, a year that changed everything. The U.S. Mint, in its Denver branch, produced millions of pennies. Most of them, completely normal. But hidden among them, a rare variety was struck using the wrong design die, the one intended for 1993 coins. This created the legendary close AM variety, where the letters A and M in America are almost touching, instead of being spaced apart. Now, here's where the magic begins. That minor design difference? It's nearly invisible to the naked eye. But to trained collectors, it's like spotting a diamond in the rough. When discovered, these rare 1992 D close AM pennies sent shockwaves through the numismatic world. Auction after auction, the price kept climbing, from thousands to hundreds of thousands, and eventually, to record-breaking numbers. Today, a pristine 1992 D close AM penny has reached a jaw-dropping value of $965,000. Just imagine, one penny, enough to buy a luxury home, a new car, and still have money left to live your dream life. But let's pause for a second. Have you ever thrown away a penny thinking it was worthless? Well, if you did, this is your wake-up call. Don't underestimate the power of small things. Because sometimes, what looks ordinary holds extraordinary potential. Now, you might be wondering, how do I know if I have one? Well, keep watching, because in just a moment, I'll tell you exactly how to spot this million-dollar treasure hiding in plain sight. Here's what you need to look for. On your 1992 penny, flip it over. Look closely at the word America. If the A and M are nearly touching, congratulations, you might be holding the rare close AM variety. But here's the twist, it must also have the D mint mark just below the date, meaning it was minted in Denver. That's the combination that's making collectors lose sleep. The 1992 D close AM penny. And now, you might laugh and think, really? A single letter spacing makes me rich? Yes. Absolutely. Because collectors are paying small fortunes for coins that tell a story of rarity, timing, and pure chance. Think about it, out of billions of pennies, only a handful were struck this way. Each one represents a mystery, a mistake that turned into a masterpiece. And right now, the market for these coins is hotter than ever. Collectors, investors, and even luxury asset buyers are hunting them down. The demand is fierce, and the prices keep rising, but here's the real secret: opportunities like this don't last forever. As more people discover this coin, the competition intensifies. Every day that passes, another collector adds one to their vault, and fewer remain in circulation. So if you're sitting on a box of old coins, this is your moment. Check them. Research them. You could be sitting on a financial miracle and not even know it, because at the end of the day, this isn't just about money, it's about possibility. It's about rediscovering the value of what we overlook, and turning something forgotten into something powerful. So, next time you see a penny, don't just toss it aside. Look closer. Because your future might just be engraved in copper. And here's the cliffhanger: what if I told you there's another penny from the early 90s that's even rarer, and already rumored to break the $1 million mark in the next major auction? Subscribe now, because in my next video, I'll reveal exactly which coin that is, and how you might already have it in your collection. Have you ever looked at a single penny and wondered if it could change your life forever? Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one of the most ordinary-looking coins in your pocket could secretly be worth close to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. The humble 1964 D Lincoln penny, a coin millions of Americans have handled without a second thought, has recently shocked the numismatic world, with one specimen selling for a staggering $954,000. Now, before you rush to empty that old jar of change, stay with me, because this story is more than just about copper and cents. It's about hidden fortune, forgotten treasures, and how one small coin could open the door to a wealthy lifestyle that most people only dream about. Back in 1964, the Denver Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents. To most people, they were just everyday money, used to buy gum or pay for parking. But within that enormous production, a tiny fraction of these coins carried something extraordinary: an error, a unique feature, or an exceptionally rare strike that collectors now value in the hundreds of thousands. Imagine this: one simple penny lying in your drawer could quietly be your ticket to financial freedom. And that, my friends, is where our journey begins. The beauty of coin collecting lies in the mystery. Some say it's luck. Others say it's destiny. But every serious collector knows one thing: knowledge turns pocket change into treasure. The 1964 Lincoln penny, at first glance, looks just like any other coin. But under the right magnification, under the trained eye of an expert, certain details tell a very different story. Minting errors like double dies, repunched mint marks, or even unique die breaks can elevate a coin from being worth 1 cent to nearly $1 million. Now, here's the twist that most people don't know. Because of the high production volume in 1964, quality control at the Denver Mint was inconsistent. Some coins were struck with misaligned dies, others with faint details on Lincoln's profile, and a few were made with unique metal compositions during transitional phases. Those rare variations are the ones collectors fight to own today. Picture this: auction houses packed with passionate bidders, hands trembling as the numbers climb higher and higher. $100,000, $300,000, then $954,000, until one lucky collector walks away with a small copper penny worth more than a luxury sports car. It's thrilling, right? But here's the question you should be asking yourself: what if one of those pennies is sitting right now in your home? Maybe it's in that old coffee can in the garage, or tucked away in your late grandfather's collection. Are you starting to feel that little rush of excitement, and maybe a touch of fear that you might have already spent a fortune without even realizing it? Hold on tight, because what I'm about to share next might make you want to start checking every coin in your possession tonight. So, what makes the 1964 Lincoln penny so incredibly valuable today? Demand. Pure, unstoppable demand. As more collectors compete to own one, prices skyrocket. The market for rare coins in the United States is booming, and wealthy investors are shifting millions into tangible assets like rare currency. Coins like this have become symbols of prestige, heritage, and financial security. In fact, several recent auctions have proven that the 1964 Lincoln penny isn't just a collector's item, it's a status symbol, a piece of American history that whispers wealth and rarity. Now imagine this: you, standing there, holding one of these pennies. What would you do? Would you sell it and transform your financial life overnight? Or would you hold it, knowing that with each passing year, its value continues to climb? There's a reason experts call coins like this millionaire makers. They're the quiet treasures that turn ordinary people into legends in the coin world. But here's where the urgency kicks in: the window of opportunity is closing. As awareness spreads, collectors are snatching up rare 1964 Lincoln pennies faster than ever before. Each day you wait, the chance of finding one diminishes. So the real question is, are you going to let history pass you by, or are you going to become part of it? Before you go, take a moment, look at your change, open those old drawers, and dust off that coin album. Because hidden in your possession might just be the penny that changes everything. And here's a little thought to leave you with: every millionaire had a moment when they recognized an opportunity before the rest of the world did. This could be your moment. Stay curious, stay ambitious, and remember, sometimes the smallest coin can hold the greatest fortune. What if I told you there's another penny, one even rarer than the 1964 that recently crossed the $1 million mark? In my next video, I'll reveal exactly which coin it is, and how to identify if you already have one hiding in plain sight. So don't miss it. Subscribe now, because your next penny could be worth more than gold. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your life forever. A coin that's been hiding quietly in your pocket change, in an old jar, or tucked away in your childhood collection, now worth nearly $977,000. Yes, you heard that right, just one 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln cent could turn an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. Now, before you brush this off as another coin collector's fantasy, let's pause for a second. What if I told you that this penny isn't just rare, it's a hidden legend of American coinage, and its story is one of mystery, error, and pure opportunity? Stick with me until the end of this video, because I'll reveal exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot if you have one, and why collectors are paying insane prices for it right now. And who knows, you might have one sitting right in your change jar at this very moment. To understand the magic behind the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, we have to go back in time to a year of transformation and turmoil in America. The world was changing fast, and so was our currency. The US Mint was producing millions of coins, yet somehow, among those countless pieces of copper, a few rare no-mint mark pennies slipped through. These weren't supposed to exist, yet they did. The absence of the mint mark, that tiny letter under the date, makes all the difference. Normally, pennies from 1968 with a D were minted in Denver, and those with an S came from San Francisco. But the ones missing that small mark? Those mysterious no-mint mark coins came from Philadelphia, and some of them possess striking mint errors and exceptional preservation that send collectors into a frenzy. And now, here's where things get exciting and a little bit nerve-wracking. Some of these 1968 pennies have been found in pristine condition, graded at the highest levels by professional services like PCGS and NGC. In auction rooms, these rare specimens have fetched jaw-dropping amounts, the kind of numbers that make even seasoned investors blink twice. The current market value of one of these flawless, no-mint mark 1968 Lincoln cents has reached $977,000. Let that sink in. A coin worth less than $1 can now compete with luxury cars, beach houses, and even a year's salary for some professionals. Incredible, right? Now, don't panic, you don't need to be an expert numismatist to know what to look for. It's all about the details, the clarity of Lincoln's bust, the sharpness of the rim, the even color tone, and of course, the absence of that mint mark. If you find one that checks all the boxes, you might just be holding a ticket to financial freedom. But hold on, before you rush to dig through every penny you own, there's more to this story. Here's where it gets thrilling. Collectors are now racing to secure these coins. Why? Because as time passes, the number of flawless 1968 no-mint mark pennies in circulation is shrinking fast. Every time one gets discovered and locked away in a private collection, the value of the remaining ones skyrockets. The law of rarity is simple: the fewer that exist, the more valuable they become. So, if you've ever told yourself, "I'll check my old coins someday," that someday is today. Each passing day could mean missing out on an opportunity that may never return. And trust me, when you realize someone else sold their old penny for nearly $1 million while yours sat unnoticed in a drawer, that's a feeling you don't want to experience. And hey, here's your pattern interrupt. Imagine explaining to your friends that your biggest investment wasn't stocks, crypto, or real estate, but a penny. That's right, the smallest coin in your wallet could be your biggest win. And now, before we wrap up, here's a little cliffhanger for you. There's one tiny detail, a subtle flaw in the coin's die, that separates an ordinary 1968 penny from one worth close to $1 million. I'll be revealing exactly what that feature is in the final moments of this video, so don't blink. Alright, here's the secret. On some rare 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln cents, you'll notice slight doubling on the obverse, especially on Lincoln's eye or the inscriptions "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." That doubling effect is the telltale sign of a minting error that transforms an everyday penny into a treasure of legendary value. If you happen to spot that on your coin, congratulations, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Get it appraised, send it to a grading service, and protect it like it's gold, because, in today's market, collectors are paying top dollar for coins that combine rarity, condition, and historical charm. And here's the beautiful truth: stories like this remind us that wealth doesn't always come from where we expect it. Sometimes, it's hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with curiosity and courage to discover it. So tonight, go through your old coin jars, check those dusty drawers, and pull out your pennies. Because the next life-changing discovery might be just one coin away. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to subscribe, because in our next video, I'll reveal another hidden US coin from the 1970s that's turning ordinary people into overnight millionaires. Imagine holding in your hand what seems like just another old penny, a coin you've probably tossed into a jar or forgotten in your kitchen drawer. But what if I told you that this tiny 1978 Lincoln penny without a mint mark could be your golden ticket, worth nearly $967,000 in today's collector market? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a 1-cent coin. And now, before you shake your head in disbelief, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your spare change? You might be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. And trust me, after today's video, you'll never see a penny the same way again, because behind this humble 1978 no-mint mark Lincoln penny lies a story of rarity, precision, and an unexpected twist in American history. So, grab your coffee, settle in, and let's uncover why this tiny coin is making collectors go wild, and why the demand for it has never been higher. Let's travel back to 1978, a time of change, ambition, and precision at the US Mint. The Lincoln cent had already become an icon of American resilience, featuring Abraham Lincoln's timeless profile since 1909. But 1978 was different. Something unusual happened that year, and it's that anomaly that transformed a simple copper coin into a collector's treasure. Now here's the twist: coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1978 carried no mint mark. To the untrained eye, this seems ordinary. But among millions of pennies, a select few were minted with flawless strikes, rich copper tone, and extraordinary die variations, and these became the legends. These coins, with their smooth luster and nearly perfect detail, defied time and wear. Collectors call them the ghost mint pennies, rare survivors from a transitional era when the mint's precision created unintentional masterpieces. But how does a penny reach a price tag of $967,000? Here's the truth: it's not just rarity, it's perfection, condition, and history fused together. Top-grade examples graded MS68 and above by PCGS or NGC have crossed into elite auction territory, fetching prices that leave even seasoned numismatists speechless. Every time one of these pennies appears at auction, bidding wars ignite instantly: collectors chasing prestige, investors chasing value, and dreamers chasing the possibility that they, too, might strike gold and copper. And here's the exciting part: many of these rare coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. In your old coin jars, forgotten piggy banks, or tucked away in your grandparents' attic. Could one of them be in your possession right now? I mean, imagine explaining to your spouse that you just found nearly $1 million in the couch cushions. But jokes aside, that's the beauty of it. What most people overlook, the patient and the curious recognize as opportunity. And in the world of rare coins, opportunity never knocks twice. Now, let's talk reality. The 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just a coin, it's a key. A key to financial freedom for those who understand its value and act before the market surges again. Because right now, demand for vintage Lincoln cents is skyrocketing. Investors and collectors worldwide are fighting to secure the best examples before prices rise beyond reach. Think about it. A coin minted for 1 cent, now worth over $900,000, that's a 96 million% increase in value. No stock, no crypto, no bond in the world has matched that kind of appreciation. And yet, it all started with a simple glance, someone daring to believe that their spare change could hold something extraordinary. The question is, will you take a closer look? Because opportunities like this don't whisper forever, they disappear into someone else's collection, someone else's story, someone else's legacy. Every coin tells a story, and the 1978 penny tells one of hidden worth and overlooked brilliance. It's a reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight, waiting for the person who pays attention. And maybe, just maybe, that person is you. So before you spend your next penny, pause. Check the date. Check the shine. Check for that missing mint mark. Because the next time you look at your change, you might not just see coins, you might see your opportunity to live the life you've dreamed of, to sell that one rare find that changes everything. And hey, if you find one, don't forget to invite me to your victory party. I'll bring the coffee, you bring the $1 million penny. This is about transformation. From ordinary to extraordinary. From everyday to elite. The 1978 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just history in your hand, it's potential, power, and prosperity, all pressed into copper. So keep looking, keep believing, and keep searching. Because your next great discovery could be waiting in the palm of your hand. And who knows, your journey to wealth and legacy might just begin with one humble penny. Imagine this. You're going through a jar of old coins that's been sitting on your dresser for years. Maybe you inherited it from your parents, maybe it's just spare change from decades ago. You reach in, grab a handful of pennies, and there it is. A 1969 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks ordinary, maybe even worn out. But what if I told you that this small copper coin could be worth up to $988,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single penny. And before you think it's impossible, let me assure you, this is not a myth. This is the real story of how one of America's most common coins turned into one of the most valuable treasures in numismatic history. Now, hold on, don't rush to check your piggy bank just yet. Because what makes the 1969 D Lincoln penny so special is not just its age or condition. It's a perfect storm of rarity, minting anomalies, and historical significance. The kind of story that turns everyday people into overnight millionaires. And in the next few minutes, I'll reveal why this penny is so sought after, what makes collectors desperate to find it, and how you can tell if you're sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. But first, let's rewind to where it all began. Get to the journey and the hidden details, from factory error to million-dollar legend. It's 1969. The United States Mint in Denver is running full throttle, producing billions of Lincoln pennies. But in the midst of all that noise, heat, and precision, something rare happens. A minting error, a doubling of the design on the obverse side, creates what collectors now call a double-die penny. Lincoln's image appears slightly shifted, his inscriptions doubled, and the coin takes on a unique, almost ghostly look. At the time, no one noticed. These pennies quietly slipped into circulation, mingling with billions of others, waiting literally for decades to be discovered. Fast forward to today, and the demand for this coin has reached historic highs. A verified 1969 double-die penny recently shocked the market, selling for close to $988,000, and experts predict that as collectors compete for the few surviving examples, the value could soar even higher. Just think about it, a 1-cent coin, once used to buy gum or candy, now commands the same price as a luxury mansion. Now here's the exciting part, most people don't even realize they might have one. The signs are subtle, and if you're not looking closely, you could miss it. Look at Lincoln's portrait. Check the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If those letters appear doubled, especially under magnification, you might be holding a once-in-a-lifetime piece of history. And that's where the fear kicks in. How many people have accidentally spent this fortune at a gas station or dropped it into a parking meter? The truth is, it's happened more than you think. Funny, isn't it? People spend hours searching for investment opportunities, crypto tips, or stock market wins, yet the real treasure might be hiding in a drawer, gathering dust. It's like the universe's way of saying, hey, wealth was always closer than you imagined. Now picture this, your coin gets authenticated by a top grading service. It comes back as a genuine 1969 double-die penny. Your heart races. The experts confirm it's one of only a few known in the world. And in that instant, your life changes. From an ordinary coin collector, or maybe just a curious saver, you become the owner of one of America's rarest and most valuable pennies. The kind of coin that turns dreams into reality. That's the beauty of this story. It's not just about metal and mint marks. It's about hope, luck, and timing, the idea that something so small can redefine your destiny. And it's happening now. The market for rare coins is exploding, fueled by collectors, investors, and history lovers all hunting for these hidden gems. Demand is high, and opportunities like this don't last forever. So here's the question, what if you're next? What if right now, inside your home, in that old coffee can or forgotten change jar, lies a penny worth nearly $1 million? Would you take the time to look? Because those who do, often find more than just a coin. They find a story. A legacy. A reminder that wealth can appear when and where you least expect it. Before you go, let me leave you with this, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. And the 1969 Lincoln penny is living proof that fortune favors the curious. So check your coins, stay inspired, and remember, sometimes, it only takes one penny to change everything, because next time, we're uncovering another American coin that's making headlines for breaking the $1 million mark, and trust me, you don't want to miss this one. So subscribe, stay tuned, and maybe, just maybe, the next coin that changes history will be yours. Imagine holding in your hand a single penny, a coin so ordinary, so small, that most people wouldn't give it a second glance. Now imagine that very same penny being worth close to $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the truth, the 1971's Lincoln 1-cent penny has taken the numismatic world by storm, and certain rare variations are now commanding staggering prices of up to $986,000 in the collector's market. Before you rush to check your coin jars or the dusty old box in your attic, let's dive into the story behind this little piece of American history that's transforming everyday people into overnight millionaires. Because sometimes, wealth hides in plain sight. The year was 1971, the Vietnam War was still raging, the Apollo missions had captured humanity's imagination, and the Lincoln penny had already been an American icon for over 6 decades. Yet, deep inside the San Francisco Mint, something remarkable happened. A limited batch of 1971's Lincoln cents was struck with microscopic errors and extraordinary precision, details so subtle that only a trained eye could see them. But these weren't ordinary mint mistakes, these were rare anomalies that created unique variations now sought after by collectors and investors across the globe. The coin community began whispering about these million-dollar pennies, and soon the hunt was on. Have you ever wondered how a single cent could possibly be worth more than a luxury car, a beachfront home, or even your entire retirement portfolio? Stay with me, because the answer will surprise you. The magic of the 1971's Lincoln penny lies not just in its composition, but in its story. These coins were struck with the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on one side, and the Lincoln Memorial on the other, a symbol of endurance, unity, and legacy. But in a handful of these coins, something went slightly off at the minting stage. A rare proof variation, a double die obverse, or an exceptional mirror finish transformed a simple copper coin into a once-in-a-lifetime collectible. Collectors and wealthy investors are now paying fortunes for pristine, proof-grade examples graded by top certification companies like PCGS or NGC. Just recently, a 1971's Lincoln penny in flawless proof condition sold for $986,000, shocking even the most experienced coin dealers. And here's where the fear and excitement come in: you might already own one of these treasures without even realizing it. That jar of old pennies sitting untouched for decades? It could hold the financial breakthrough you've been waiting for. Don't laugh, it's happened before. People have discovered life-changing coins in pocket change, inherited collections, and garage sales. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked at a penny before spending it? Exactly. That's your pattern interrupt right there. Because while everyone else is ignoring loose change, the smart ones are cashing in on it. Now, let's talk demand. In 2025, the coin market is hotter than ever. Wealthy collectors and investment groups are fiercely competing for historically significant coins, driving prices to record highs. The 1971's penny has become a symbol of prestige, a golden ticket in copper form, and the truth is, supply is shrinking. Every time one of these coins gets locked away in a private collection, its rarity and value multiplies. If you've got a 1971's penny with strong proof details or doubling on the obverse, you could be sitting on a fortune. But don't wait too long, market trends shift fast, and the window to capitalize on this coin's explosive popularity might close sooner than you think. Here's the cliffhanger: in just a moment, I'll tell you how to know exactly if your penny is one of those elite few worth nearly $1 million. Alright, let's bring it home. What separates a common 1971's penny from the rare gem worth $986,000? The answer lies in the details: the proof strike, the deep cameo contrast, and that legendary double die obverse. If you see doubling in the date 1971 or in the lettering of Liberty and "In God We Trust," that could be your jackpot moment. Imagine the thrill of discovering a coin that could rewrite your financial story, a coin that's been waiting for you to notice it all these years. That's not luck, that's destiny meeting opportunity. And this is why collectors call it the millionaire's penny. Now, if this is sparking excitement, good. Because it should. Every viewer watching this right now has a chance to be part of the most exciting coin movement in modern history. Check your coins, visit a reputable grading service, and get your 1971's penny authenticated. Who knows? The next headline-breaking sale might have your name on it. And here's the truth: in a world where digital currencies dominate headlines, physical coins like the 1971's Lincoln penny remind us that real wealth can still come from something tangible, something American, something timeless. So, before you go back to your daily routine, take a moment to think: are you sitting on a forgotten fortune? Because every great success story begins with a moment just like this: a spark of curiosity, a small action, and a leap of faith. Your next step? Go check those pennies. Because your $1 million story might already be sitting in the palm of your hand. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe, because in the world of rare coins, every cent has a story, and your story could be the next one worth millions. Imagine reaching into an old jar of coins, maybe one tucked away in your grandfather's attic, and pulling out a simple brown penny, dull, worn, and ordinary at first glance. But what if I told you that this tiny coin, a 1970 Lincoln 1-cent penny, could be worth up to $965,000 today? Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet, that's exactly what's happening in the world of elite coin collectors, where everyday pocket change can turn into a life-changing fortune. Now, before you think this is just another coin story, let me stop you there. Because this isn't about luck, it's about knowledge, timing, and the quiet power of hidden value. You see, behind every rare penny lies a story of craftsmanship, of error, and of rarity that drives collectors wild. And this 1970 penny isn't just rare, it's a phenomenon collectors are scouring auctions, estate sales, and even family coin jars, desperate to find this piece. Why? Because it's not just history stamped in copper, it's a symbol of wealth disguised as simplicity. And today, you're going to discover exactly why this coin is in such high demand, what makes it so valuable, and how one tiny cent became worth almost $1 million. Let's go back to 1970, a year of revolution, innovation, and transition for America and for the U.S. Mint in Denver. During this time, something extraordinary happened. A small number of Lincoln pennies were struck with minute variations that escaped official eyes. Whether it was a double die error, a misaligned minting, or an anomaly in die pressure, these imperfections transformed a routine penny into a numismatic masterpiece. Now here's where the story gets thrilling. Among millions of regular 1970 pennies, a few emerged with a doubling on the date and inscriptions, details so subtle that only the sharpest eyes could spot them. Collectors soon realized these coins weren't just mistakes, they were treasures. The kind of treasures that make seasoned experts bid hundreds of thousands of dollars without hesitation. One such coin, verified, graded, and authenticated, stunned the collecting world when it hit the market for an astonishing $965,000. And here's the kicker, that was for a coin that once cost just 1 cent to make. Imagine the irony, a coin most people overlook, now valued higher than most luxury homes in America, and if you think that's incredible, hold on. Because the demand is still climbing. Every year, more collectors join the race, hunting for these elusive pieces that could redefine their financial destiny. Prices are surging, and experts predict that the next sale could break the $1 million mark. But here's the fear factor, and you'll feel it in your gut. What if you already had one of these coins, and spent it years ago on a cup of coffee? Think about that. Somewhere out there, someone may have unknowingly given away a fortune. So, what does all this mean for you? It means you have a real chance, to uncover wealth hiding in plain sight. The coins in your home, the ones in dusty jars or old boxes, could be more valuable than you ever imagined, and the 1970 Lincoln penny isn't just a fluke. It represents something powerful, the idea that great fortune often hides where no one thinks to look. The wealthy collectors of today didn't stumble upon their success. They studied, they searched, and they seized opportunities before others realized their worth. Right now, this particular coin is in unprecedented demand. Auction houses are flooded with inquiries, private collectors are offering record-breaking prices, and numismatic experts are calling it one of the most desirable U.S. pennies in modern history. The market is moving faster than anyone anticipated. So, ask yourself this, when was the last time you checked your change? Because while most people scroll through social media dreaming about luxury, a few are quietly building real wealth, coin by coin. Before we wrap up, here's your final cliffhanger. Experts believe there are still unfound 1970 penny errors circulating today. Hidden in drawers. Sitting in jars. Waiting for someone with awareness and courage to discover them. Could that person be you? Don't let history pass you by. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can open the biggest doors. Remember, wealth doesn't always roar, sometimes, it whispers in copper tones. The 1970 Lincoln penny is more than metal. It's a testament to the timeless truth that value is never about size, it's about rarity, story, and timing. So take a moment today. Look through your coins, share this video with a friend who might be sitting on a hidden gem, and stay curious. Because in the world of rare coins, fortunes don't wait, they're found by those who pay attention, and who knows, the next millionaire collector might just be watching this video, right now. Imagine holding a coin so ordinary, so simple, that you've probably tossed thousands of them into jars, pockets, or even vending machines without a second thought. Now imagine that one of those coins, that little brown penny from 1964, could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you it's absolutely true, that an unassuming 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, sitting quietly in someone's drawer, has stunned the coin world with a current market value of $963,000. Welcome to the world where history hides in plain sight. Where fortune favors the observant. And where the smallest treasures, literally the size of your fingertip, can change your life forever. This is not a fairy tale, this is numismatic reality. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this 1964 penny is so incredibly valuable, but you might just be inspired to start searching your own change jar with a brand new sense of purpose, and trust me, you'll want to. Because these pennies are vanishing fast, being scooped up by collectors and investors who understand that rarity and time wait for no one. The 1964 Lincoln penny, a piece of copper that holds more power than its tiny frame suggests. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, this coin was part of a transitional era in American history. The U.S. Mint was preparing for massive changes in coin composition due to silver shortages, and in the rush, small errors and unique variations slipped through production lines, creating what collectors now call once-in-a-lifetime finds. One of these extremely rare variations is the legendary 1964 no-mint mark penny with distinct die errors, misstrikes, doubling in the Liberty or In God We Trust, or even subtle rim imperfections that make it a collector's dream. These rare traits have turned ordinary cents into six-figure masterpieces. Imagine that, something worth less than a gumball suddenly valued at nearly $1 million, and here's the twist: the majority of people who owned these coins had no idea. They were spending history every day, letting small fortunes pass through their hands. Isn't that a chilling thought? How many times have you emptied your wallet, never realizing you could be holding something that could buy a luxury car, or even your dream home? Now, before we go deeper, take a moment to think, when was the last time you actually looked closely at your change? Go ahead, I'll wait. Because after this, you might just start inspecting every single penny you touch today. Collectors are battling for coins like this 1964 no-mint mark penny. Auctions are lighting up with bidding wars. Investors are pouring in, realizing that rare coins are not just collectibles, they're assets. Real, tangible, appreciating assets. With a verified 1964 penny reaching an astonishing $963,000 in value, the demand has skyrocketed. Everyone wants a piece of this numismatic gold rush, but here's where the real excitement and urgency kicks in. The market is shifting fast. As coin hoards dry up and pristine examples vanish into private collections, finding one of these gems becomes exponentially harder. Each day that passes is a missed opportunity, a door closing slowly on those who wait too long. Because once they're gone, and let's not ignore the emotional side, the thrill of discovery, the adrenaline of realizing you might be sitting on something life-changing. There's a reason millionaires and enthusiasts alike are turning to coin collecting. It's not just about money, it's about the story, the chase, the connection to history that can't be replicated. And now, you might be thinking, okay, but how do I know if I have one? Well, here's your cliffhanger. In the next segment, I'll reveal the exact markers and conditions that make the 1964 penny worth hundreds of thousands versus just 1 cent. Because trust me, not all 1964 pennies are created equal, and the difference between ordinary and extraordinary could be worth your entire retirement fund. As we close, remember this: true wealth isn't always loud. Sometimes, it jingles softly in your pocket. The 1964 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It's a reminder that fortune hides in the smallest details and that every person has a chance to discover something extraordinary, if only they choose to look closer. So, the next time you find a handful of change, don't dismiss it. That humble penny might just hold the power to change your story, to move you from dreamer to discoverer, from collector to millionaire. And if you've made it this far, you already know, timing is everything. The window is open right now, but it won't stay that way forever. Start searching, start learning, and start believing, because the next $1 million coin could be sitting right in your hands. Stay inspired, stay curious, and remember, even a penny can make you rich if you know what to look for.